Welcome back to Undertale Beyond the Mountain. This one should be intense, but it has a really gentle ending to it.
Chapter 130, A Dummy's Life. The dummy that lived in the garbage dump has such a bad attitude. He is always seen cranky and frowning. One day, he was taking a nap, when suddenly, he was awoken by a Temmie. She was playing in the water. "Get off my dump," he shouted. Temmie shrieked and ran away. Then, he heard rustling in the pile of garbage. It was the garbage girls Bratty and Catty. They were about to restock their shop. "What are you doing in my dump?" he shouted. Bratty and Catty weren't scared of the mad dummy. Instead, they were like, "Hello dummy. How are you?" Dummy rolled his eyes. Catty had the nerve to put a bow tie on him. Then, the girls felt it necessary to take pictures of him with a bow tie. Then, Bratty gave him a kiss. When the girls went away, Dummy just stood there, blushing. 3 seconds later, he angrily takes off his bow tie and stormed off. Frisk and Asriel were just watching from behind. "Man, he sure needs to control his temper, doesn't he?" Asriel said. Frisk nodded. Dummy went to Hotland, muttering to himself. He went to Dr. Alfie's lab. He asked if he can see Manhattan. "Sorry Dummy. But he is not available at the moment. He is doing a show," Alfie said, nervously. Dummy went away. He felt like he was about to explode. Chapter 131, The Explosion. Dummy was on the verge of exploding. If he doesn't calm down in the next few minutes, he will show his true form. Monster Kid and Bob decided to help him calm down. Bob suggested deep breaths. But Dummy doesn't even have lungs. MK gave him some food. Dummy gobbled up all the food. "I wanted some," Bob said, sadly. All of a sudden, Mew Mew Kissy Cutie showed up. She wanted to ride on him. Dummy literally can't stand her. That's when he couldn't stand it anymore. Then, dark energy surrounded Dummy. Monster Kid, Bob, and Mew Mew skedaddled away. Dummy was about to turn into his true form. Frisk and Asriel saw the darkness in the dump. They looked up to see Dummy in a completely new form. He looked like a demon, his eyes were bloodshot red and there was stuffing coming out of his body. The children screamed and ran away to get help. Manhattan just returned from his show. "Hey Dummy. I'm done with my show. I heard you wanted to dash," but his sentence was cut short from seeing the side of Dummy. He angrily glared at the robot. His true form came with a new weapon. He now has multiple knives. He sends them to Manhattan to scare him away. MTT tried his best to dodge them, but at the same time, he was trying to keep away from the water. But he wasn't successful. Manhattan ended up falling in the water, his insides completely malfunctioned. Chapter 132, What Am I Doing? Dummy continued his rampage until he saw Manhattan. His lifeless body laying in the water. Dummy immediately stopped. "Oh no. What have I done?" Dummy said. He changed back into his normal form. He went to his cousin's aid. He got him out of the water. He tried to revive him. It's no use. Manhattan won't wake up. Dummy teared up and he started crying. He thinks he just killed his cousin. Undine showed up to the scene. She carried the unconscious robot back to Alfie's lab. There is still hope that Manhattan will wake up. But it will take a while. When he malfunctions and self-destructs, it will take hours for him to wake up. Dummy felt so ashamed of himself. "I am such a fool," he said to himself. "You are not a fool," a voice said. It was Frisk. They came to cheer up the sad Dummy. The child hugged him. Dummy wanted to smile, but he wouldn't. It's okay to feel angry, but you shouldn't act so violently towards your friends and your family, Frisk said. Then, Frisk decided to stay with him for a while. Lukey came around too.
And that's the end of it. Don't be like him, okay? If you have a serious anger issue, then please go see a doctor, because that's not how you should handle your life. And make sure you take a lot of meds. Medicine's good for you. Even if you have really bad anger issues, you should not act so violently. Just words of wisdom. I'll see you in the next episode.